Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of Rise of Nations. I haven't, excuse that, Russia's kind of collapsing. I haven't played this game in a while, and I thought it would just be cool to make a, what's it called, a beginner's guide to it, because I certainly, well, there is a beginner's guide in the game, but when I played it, it didn't really teach me much, so I was really confused. So hopefully this will help it a lot, and let's just go right into it. So this guide will not be saying like the really basic stuff, like how to move troops, how to capture countries, all that stuff, because that is explained like well enough in the beginner's guide in the game. But one thing I wanted to cover was the justifications, because these can have really bad or really good effects on your country depending which one you choose, and they also mean different things when you take the country. Now each justification has a different effect if you're a different ideology, and we'll get into ideologies later. But we'll do that after. So, if you're doing Conquest is just taking the land. So you can just take someone, say I'm taking the Kingdom of Hungary, I'll take their land, and then they would become the Holy Roman Empire, which is what I am. And yeah, so that fully annexes them, and that also gives you the option to take their treasury and resources. You cannot enforce your ideology or make them a puppet state or liberate their countries if you choose Conquest. So here are all the different stability boosts that you will get from your different ideologies. Subjugate is when you do a war and you capture them, but then you make that country your subject. So, for example, say I took the what's this called? Kingdom of Hungary, right? Yeah, Kingdom of Hungary. Say I took them, I could make them a puppet state. So on the map, it looks like they get released and they get their own borders again, but they pay tax to me, I think, and they can really do nothing without me saying so. And if anyone declares war on them, they're also declaring war on me. The next one is liberation. Liberation is when you take someone's countries and then you release the countries they've controlled. But this can also go the other way. If the person conquers you, if the person starts invading you, they can release your territory. And I forgot to mention this, but that applies to both conquest and subjugation. If you're in a subjugate war, they can take you and make you their subject, and if you're doing conquest, they can conquer you. So the next thing is ideologies. You can change your ideology by going into the country tab and then going into the ideologies tab. Here you'll find all the ideologies. I'm fascist right now, but you will start as non-aligned. It costs political power to change. So see here, I've got 303 political power. You gain that from, I think if you've got a higher stability, wait, you can check. I don't know. No, I don't think you can. But you gain political power from a bunch of random things that I'm not gonna explain because it's really like, you know, like complicated. That's what I meant to say. The main three you want to focus on is these three. The ones on top of those don't really count. They're more of a bridge to go from non-aligned to this. But it costs political power to go to each of them. See, nationalism costs 250, and then fascism costs 500. I didn't explain socialism, liberalism, and nationalism in the justifications because they're the exact same as the country ideologies they go into. They just like tone down a little bit because yeah, that's what I meant to say. Like, say fascism, see here, the justification time is 50% quicker, but nationalism, it's only 15%. No, it's only 26% quicker. So, yeah, it's the same thing, just with less effects. The main things on each one is fascism. The main thing is your justification time, like the time it takes for you to justify a war, is cut in half, and it moves 52.5% of the time. Your manpower increase goes up by 36%. Some more things, tax income goes down. Unrest reduction is slower. Your base stability goes up, but that doesn't really matter. And your stability hit on offensive wars is plus 2%. Democracy is, the justification time is much slower with 78%. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, I won't read out the other ones, but I'll put them on the screen on top and you can pause the video and read them. Democracy, the justification time is plus 78%. Tax income goes up by 115%. Military upkeep goes up and you lose stability on offensive wars. Communism, your manpower increase goes up a lot. Your justification time is only 26% less. You lose tax income, and you get 1% stability on offensive wars. And your factory output is plus 130%. So you get a lot more from your factories, which makes sense because it's communism. And yeah. So that's about that for the ideologies. Factions, you don't really need to know about these. You can pretty much find them by yourself. They're like a huge alliance, essentially, so you don't really need to know about those. Here's a big thing. If you do control click, I don't like control click and hold. I don't know what it is for Mac, sorry. You'll have to Google it. And wait, hold on, let me show you a really weird thing. So down here, like if I go down this close, frames are fine, right? If I go out to about like here, the frames drop. Not for me, but on the recording. And then if I go up here, they're fine again. So I don't really understand. But if you do control click, you can do that, and then that will ignore the units and it will select the cities. So you can scorch the cities, you can seed them. So say I'll give them to Brazil, I can give all these cities to Brazil instead of having to individually click seed to Brazil, click the next one. So it's much faster. And if you don't hold control and you do it, it will just select all your units. So you can do that really quickly. And that leads us to the next thing, the military tab. I'll go to technology later. Here's all your military stats here, but the main thing you want to do is military groups. This one's called army with no leader, and I don't know how many people. Okay, everyone in my army is assigned to that group. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, military groups. I'm just gonna call it high. You create it. And then, I didn't create it. I don't know, my thing's being quite laggy. And then, it might be a glitch for me, but say I just go select infantry only and I just want an infantry one. I can go assign group and high would be there. Except I think my thing's glitching a little bit. So high's not there. But see army's there, I can assign it to army. Military groups are really good because of this one feature, military leaders. See, here is a bunch of military leaders. Normally you would have no leaders, and you'll see recruit leader, 300 military power. You can do it for the Navy, Army, or Air Force. In this case, I want an Army one. So then here he is, Brigadier General Otto, Russian name. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. You can see he had some buffs, 17% attack, and XP bonus goes down by 3%. But then you can go here, and you can go assign leader into high. See, high's there, I don't know, wait, let me try and assign my troops to high, because it's going a little bit weird. Okay, there high is. Okay, and assign them to there. So then the military groups, high has him and all the infantry, and then if I go here, I can go start training, and then that should see the little explosions. That's not someone attacking you, that's just your troops training. And then if I go into the military tab and I go military groups, you should be able to see his XP start to go up. But for some reason it's not. It probably will kick in a second. And then, oh yeah, here we go. You see his XP is going up. And then he'll gain levels and he'll get better bonuses in the stats. That's about it for, oh no. If you go on start training and you right click instead of left click, you can make specializations for the different biomes, and you can tell the biome by going onto the biomes tab, and then you can see this is all normal, that's arid, jungle, and that's winter. And then you can go political again to set it back. And yeah, that's that for the specializations, because then they just turn into specialization and they operate better in that field. And then sometimes your leaders can get promoted like that. Otto just got into Major General. This tech tree is really important because it can turn the tide of war. If you've got infantry, I usually go for infantry, which is surprising to a lot of people, but I'll tell you why. If you get all of these to the top, you can destroy things. So this will make them 16% faster, along with all the different so the mobility buff boost stack, basically. So you can get, I think, like 100% faster. This is the same thing for attack. The attack and defense stack, so you can get incredibly good troops. Like, I think when this was maximum, I had like 15,000 troops against someone that was base with 90,000 troops, and I won with 5,000 troops left. So it's crazy good. And then if you're saying tanks might just destroy you, you can get full tank things, so you can get plus 150% damage to tanks, 75 and 50%. So tanks will be like paper to your infantry after you do this. So they will just shred through them. Same thing for the other stuff. Economic, you can improve tax collection, factory output, you can put resource output, government spending goes up, you can put building speed, military cost goes down, you can make fuel efficiency go up, you can make your building costs go down, I think I said that already. Political, you can make stability go up, integration speed, political power gain, unrest reduction, ideology power, all that stuff. And in support, no, in research, you can make research power. Sorry, I said that a little bit loud. You can make research power, which makes it so, well, you spend research points, I think it's actually called. Oh no, research power on the different unlocks, and then these ones make your research power go up more. And then this is nukes. I'm not going to explain nukes because they're not really a beginner thing and they're really hard to explain. And I think that's about it. Economy, you can put economic laws in, so you can put maximum taxation laws, so your stability goes down but your tax income goes up. Government spending, you can pause and read that, and research spending, all that stuff, but that does make your profit go down. I've got quite a lot of profit here, And the more armor you have, the more money you cost. If you see a thing called deficit, it means you're losing more money than you're making, and if you go into negative money, if you go into negative treasury, you'll see you're in debt, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I think that's pretty much everything for this beginner guide, if I can't think of anything else. And make sure to tell me in the comments, ask me in the comments any questions you got, because I'd be happy to answer them. And I probably missed a few things that you might want to find out in this episode, so I'll look for the comments. If anyone asks me anything, I'll reply them, and if they don't, I won't. But yeah, that's about it for this video. So thanks for subscribing. I'm back after a long break, and I'll see you